Today we're going to be testing the 40 Smith & Wesson Guard Dog, and this dog don't look like he wants to guard too much. You want to guard anything? Huh? You're the range dog. You're going to guard anything? You're going to guard that tail wagging, aren't you? That's about it. That's it? Alright, well let's get to what we're really going to be doing today. We're going to be testing the 40 Smith & Wesson Federal Premium Guard Dog ammunition. I did test this in 45. Got some really good results out of it. Let's see if we can get that same result out of the 40 Smith & Wesson. We're going to shoot that today out of a Glock 23 Gen 4. And as you guys see there, if you guys didn't see the video for the 45, that's the result we're looking for. It is not going to peel back like a hollow point. It's going to fold into itself and mushroom inward. It's not going to expand. And as you guys see there at the upper right, the part number of this is PD40GRD. Let's get this shot today through 4 layers of denim calibrated gel. Let's see if we can get some results, guys. Okay, guys, here we go with that 135 grain Federal Guard Dog. Let's check it out. Let's go take a look. Okay, guys, you can see where this Federal Guard Dog 135 grain went in. Pretty damn nice expansion. Looks like it was instantaneous. Well, I wouldn't call this expansion. You guys know what I'm saying here. It starts flattening into itself. It looks like right about the ½ inch mark. And you guys see it cutting in as it's expanding into itself. It's pushing away the gel, and you can start to see the track. It really starts to develop like right around 2 inches. It looks like as it's going through here, it's flattening into itself. And then right when it gets to that 2 inch mark, it really starts to develop and open up and starts to flatten out. And you can see it's cutting in. It looks like it's totally flattened into itself at this point. And then it keeps tracking on down. And it streamlines pretty quick, because this channel, if you really, we'll call it the 2 inches when it really developed to its full potential, and then down to about 7. And then it streamlines down and streamlines down, and there at rest. It's resting right at leading edge of that is 13. And it's stuck just to the bottom here. I got this gel flipped over. Let me get that up out of there. And voila. There it is, flattened into itself just like it's supposed to do. It's the Federal Guard Dog, 135 grain, 40 Smith & Wesson. Let me get this side view cut for you guys. I'll get weights and measurements in post. Another good result. Federal Premium Guard Dog, home defense, guys. Okay, guys, here's that side cut of that Federal Premium Guard Dog. As you guys see right there, as I was saying, at one end, it starts to flatten into itself, and it really doesn't develop until about 2. And then you get maximum expansion, I guess you want to call it. It's really imploding into itself, but it's flattening out. And as it flattens out, it starts to tear in. And it's really starting to cut. Remember, this starts out looking like a round nose and flattens into itself to create expansion. And it goes on down, and it's a quick expansion. It goes into itself, flattens out into itself. The polymer inside is getting squeezed out. And I'll show you guys that in a second. And you go on down, and it starts to streamline pretty quick, but then it makes its way down to that 13 1/4. And you guys can see there, next to the other one, it starts out looking like a round nose. And what it does is it flattens into itself, and that polymer is under a lot of stress, and it's squeezing out of the serrations that you cannot see in this right here. So it flattens into itself and creates expansion. 13 1/4. There's that side view again. You can see it really develops really strong at 2. Really, it's like from 2 to 6. You might want to call it 7. And then it streamlines down, and it comes to its resting spot. Federal Guard Dog, 135 grain, little bad boy. Get weights and measurements in post. You guys have a good one. Okay, guys, we're at the post of that Federal Premium Guard Dog, 40 Smith & Wesson round, 135 grain, a little bit light for caliber, but you guys seen the results today, so we're not going to complain about 135 grain. Kicking along, singing a song, that's all we can say there. I did show you guys a close-up of what it looks like before, and then of course you guys seen in the video, and of course I'll show you right here. I try not to blur it out here. That's what it looks like once it collapses into itself. Remember, this doesn't expand away, it pushes in, the front pushes in, and expands out that encapsulated polymer on the inside, and the inside of that is scored, and that's where you get your, what you would, I guess you would call it petals at this point, but they don't peel back. They squeeze together, and then that polymer tries to squeeze out of that light jacket. Pretty good round, pretty good round. You guys seen it. You guys seen where it went in. When it went in, about the ½ inch mark, it hits, and you can see it's trying to squeeze back. But when it gets to about the 2-inch mark, that's when it's getting about what it looks like right now. And then it pushes on down to that 13. Got to remember, this pushes in and is pushing the gel away versus cutting in and expanding away. So this is actually, it pushes in and almost like does a shovel effect versus a cutting effect. I mean, it's still cutting as it goes in because that jacket still does do some cutting. But you guys understand, versus a regular expanding round, this is a little bit different. So as long as you guys understand that, you know, this doesn't expand like a regular round. I know most of you guys already know that, so I'm just, you know, throwing that out there for some of the newer guys. Anyway, another thing, speaking of newer guys, I do appreciate you guys are awesome. Over 1,000 subs. I don't know where that came from. I didn't know everybody liked to listen to me go on and on and on about stuff. But anyway, here we go again. I did fire that today out of a Glock 23 Gen 4, and we got some pretty damn good results. Let's talk about these results. 13 inches penetration. Right there at the leading edge, it was sitting right there. Leading edge was 13. So pretty damn good penetration. 13 inches penetration. Weight retention, of course, I'll throw that up there. 134.1, spot on. Spot on, maybe lost a little bit somewhere. And then expansion was massive on this thing. It really was. Look at the expansion on this thing. I mean, 0.699. There's what it's like in the magazine. And then of course, here's what it's like next to it. That's some damn good expansion. It just goes in and that polymer squeezes out. Pretty good. Look at that on top of a dime. Imagine a dime going through you at 135 grains, because that is dead on a dime right now. 40 caliber, Smith & Wesson Guard Dog. Pretty awesome round, guys. You guys seen it develop on that side cut? Pretty awesome. Started opening, well, not opening, I keep saying that word opening. It started compressing into itself, let's put it that way, at the ½ inch mark. I think it fully developed like right around that 2 mark, and then it went on down to 13. Pretty awesome round, guys. Pretty awesome round. You guys see me shoot this in the 45, and I do have the 9 coming. Hopefully they'll make this in some other rounds. So once again, Federal Guard Dog, 40 Smith & Wesson, 135 grain, full metal jacket expanding round, or EMFJ if you want to call it that way. Expanding full metal jacket. You guys have a good one.